everybody. I just got through reading a book to Buddy. You all remember Buddy, my bear? And guess what? I have my bag, and I would love to read you a story. Kaka gets to read. That's me. I hope you have just a second. The name of the story for today is Petey Goes on an Adventure to the Library. Have you ever been to the library? I love going to the library. Petey, who was 6, but almost 7, and he never ever let you forget it. But people wondered, why was Petey in such a hurry to be 7? It was a mystery to everybody. Petey loved playing baseball, but more than baseball, or at least equal to baseball, he wanted to do well in school. Petey always felt pleased with himself when he got a good grade, or if he was able to raise his hand to answer the teacher's question. And if Petey didn't make a good grade, he would just work harder so he could do better next time. So when Petey didn't have ball practice, which was always on Thursdays, he went to his local library. At the library, there was always something to do. He could practice in an activity, select books to take home, sit and read, or do his school homework. Today, Petey was going to participate in story time. They were even having show and tell. After Petey went to story time, he found a quiet table to sit at. He opened up his book bag that he brought with him and pulled out his school homework and plunked it down on the big table. It made a really loud thump sound when it hit the table. Petey didn't mean for it to hit the table that hard, and he certainly didn't mean to make a loud noise. Petey knew at the library you were to be very quiet, and if you needed to talk, you should use your softest, quietest indoor voice. That showed respect to other people around you. So Petey slowly looked up and looked around. Ms. Reynolds, who Petey knew from church, was looking up at him from the computer she was sitting at. Petey, looking directly at Ms. Reynolds, slowly and quietly said, "Sorry." Ms. Reynolds smiled at Petey, so Petey knew she forgave him. Petey continued with his school homework so he would be prepared for his tests the next day at school. Mom was in the activity room there at the library at her book club meeting. When Mom was ready to go, she went over to Petey, touching him gently on the shoulder, and she said, "Okay, Petey, time to go." Petey looked up at Mom and said, "I'm ready." Petey put his schoolwork back in his book bag and stood, putting the book bag on his back. Mom and Petey walked out of the library and into the little blue car. They hopped and headed for home. On the way home, Petey sang, "Library day comes but once a week. If I could only have my way, I would go to the library every day." After dinner, Petey got ready for bed. Tonight, instead of Mom reading a story, they both listened to Wanna Hear a Story with Grammy. When it ended, Mom said, "Petey, do you have any questions about the story?" Petey yawned, pulled up the covers, and said, "Never Alone was a really good story, but I don't have any questions this time." So Mom gave Petey a quick kiss on the forehead and said, "Sleep good, and always remember, I love you." Petey said, "Love you too, Mom." And with that, Petey was sleeping within minutes. So that is the end for now. But if you go on the playlist that is called Petey Series, you'll see lots of stories. This is the 5th story in the Petey Series. I hope you enjoyed it. Come back again. And remember, Grammy and Kaka love you, and God loves you. Toodles for now. See ya!
The shelves go high, the shelves go wide. A treasure map where stories